Daddy D. If it ain't going down at the Bunny Ranch, it ain't going down at all.
It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. Going down, going down, going down at the Bunny Ranch. It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. Going down at the Bunny Ranch. It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. Going down at the Bunny Ranch. It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. Going down at the Bunny Ranch. Going down at the Bunny Ranch.
Welcome back to the Bunny Ranch podcast. I'm James, and today we have someone from Kit Kat Ranch. So we have the fabulous Miss Marie Bossette.
Hello, everyone. I've missed you so much. So much. Very nice to be back.
Well, welcome back on the show. So, Marie, for those who don't know who you are, and for those who may be, out in the dark and just watching the show, just tuned in or whatever, who are you? And let's turn this microphone a little bit toward you. There you go.
All right. I am the Miss Marie Bossette, and I came to this lovely family, because that's what this brothel is. It's a lovely family. In January of 2020, right before the AVN Awards, I started off at Love Ranch. Then we closed down, unfortunately, but last year, when we opened back up, I got the pleasure of spending an entire year at Sagebrush, and now I am at Kit Kat. Kit Kat opened up the end of April, and I was just thrilled when I was invited to head up the family over there. So,
yeah, it's exciting having Kit Kat back open, because having a part of our family still closed. Obviously, Love Ranch is still kind of closed. It's going out of renovations and things, but having part of our family at least being back and going, and having more and more people coming into the parking lots and hearing the music and hearing all the vibes from different ranches, it's great to have at least you guys out there. So
the party has started for sure, and it'll be very nice to be 100% back to normal. I hate when people use that word, but it's been not the same, not having the brothel crawls, but the parties are going. The parties are fabulous. Karaoke on Wednesday nights at the Kit Kat. And it's nice to see the board members again and just have everybody singing and dancing and having a great time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Marie, the coveted question that everyone always wants to know, and we probably went over this in the first show back in the first season, but who are you? Why? How did you land here? Obviously you got here, and we spent some fabulous months before obviously COVID hit. But how did you end up here, and how did you get started, and who is Marie Bossette? Because that's what the people want to know.
I definitely was made. And when you're in the fetish community, when you have a master, a mistress, and submissives, you're either born into this or you're made. I was about 19 years old when I met my master, and I grew up in the fetish community. It was not my first family. It was not the family I was born into, but it was the family that I was so happy that I found. So I was taught manners differently than everyone else. In the fetish community, respect is the highest. Definitely the highest. You have respect for those that have been in the community the longest, those that are properly trained in fetishes, and I continued to grow from there. I was also in the Army. Some of you know this, some of you don't. So my time away from my family, I still stayed connected with my fetish family, but I wasn't properly trained. I wasn't deep into the family. When I got out of the Army, I was in Colorado Springs and just happened to find a brand new family. Found a dungeon, and it helped me transition out of the Army back into civilian life. And I went to the dungeon and I took classes. I didn't know that you needed a class to throw a single tail. And the first time you throw that skinny whip with that skinny string at the end and you smack yourself somewhere, it is a shock. It is a just an ultimate shock, and you're like, whoa, okay. I thought this was something I bought at a sex store. And it's not. It's all the tools. They're tools. You carry around a toolbox.
Okay.
You need paddles. Were professionally made for me because I'm a small person. I have small hands. You can have paddles made that fit your hand, that are lightweight for females that don't have a strong grip. And I continue to learn about these things. I continued to grow in the community and find the things that made me happy. So throwing a single tail whip did not make me happy. I have never picked one up ever again.
Jeez.
Hitting yourself with a cat of nine tails. Also, the end of a cat of nine tails, there's the knot. The strands are braided. There's that little piece at the end. If you're not careful, if you're not properly throwing these tools, it's going to come back and hit you. And at least at that point, you know what you're doing to someone else.
Yeah.
Also.
That is true.
When you use tools properly, it's pleasurable. When you think you know what you're doing, you can get hurt. You can get seriously hurt. And it is a good thing when you hurt yourself first.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
At that point, I realized that there was so much more than just what you buy at a sex store. Also, I got into foot fetish.
Okay.
And most of you know that that is my favorite. I love foot fetish. I love having my feet played with.
Okay.
There's very particular things that I like, and I think that that is my parties, my foot fetish parties, my customers, like, they enjoy it so much because I enjoy it.
So what kind of certain things do you like in that? Like what would be, I mean, if it's a trade secret, you don't have to say that kind of thing, but like, you know, what really is that, like, initiative and like the whole drive for the foot fetish side for you?
So it is very erotic.
Okay.
For me, and I am going to tell you, if you have a foot fetish party with me, if you listen to everything that I tell you to do, we are both going to have the most amazing orgasm ever. And this is where it comes into, you don't need to touch certain parts of your body to have an orgasm.
Okay.
This is where sex is out of the picture, and now it is all about pleasure. So it drives me absolutely crazy when a guy or a woman, because I am bisexual, but when it comes to fetishes, it's the act itself and not always the person performing the act with you.
Okay.
So a tongue in between every single toe, very slowly. And if your eyes are closed, you're relaxed, the person is holding your foot, you can literally feel the texture of their tongue.
Okay.
Going in and out of every single toe, very slowly, very sensual. You start to get chills through your body. you start to feel your core heat up, and then the teeth on the sides of your foot, the teeth rubbing across your heels, the hands running straight through the center of your foot, that whole experience can cause a better orgasm than having sex itself.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, once I really dove into foot fetish, I went to foot parties. I still go to personal foot parties because this is something that has just, over the years, brought me so much pleasure, just to the highest.
Yeah.
That I can now perform reverse foot fetish.
Okay, so what is a reverse foot fetish then? Is that I'm kind of getting the whole foot fetish thing. I mean, I've talked to you before, the first show, and if you guys didn't see that, make sure you look into season 1 for that. But what is a reverse foot fetish? I don't think I've heard that one yet.
So I have found myself looking at men's feet, and other women's feet, and this is something that probably only over like the last 5 years, I've found myself doing this. And I had a customer come in and ask me, he was like, can we both do this? And I was like, yes, of course. I was like, oh my God, I'm so game. Yes, let me see your feet. So I was like, I am going to make this just the most exciting thing ever for the both of us.
Okay.
So we started off with sitting in the bathtub, washing each other's feet. And this is your teaser, so instead of the tongue running in between your toes, a soapy wash rag. And I'm like, find myself, looking at like his perfect toenails, the shape of his toes, washing his feet, his heels, running my nails down the center of his feet. And then I'm like, okay, I like this. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I now find myself putting his foot in my mouth.
Okay.
Now, some men are able to put like all the way to here in their mouth. I have a small mouth, so it's definitely was toe by toe.
Yeah.
And I got a tiny little bit of his heel in my mouth, not all of it. I don't have a very big mouth. But I found myself running my teeth across his toes, nibbling just on this part right here. And he was like, it was mind-blowing. It was just mind-blowing. And I mean, if you're not into foot fetish, really, you need to step back and look. It's not gross. It's not disgusting. Women that wear socks all day and wear tennis shoes all day actually have the best feet because their feet get to marinate in their own oils, and that's what keeps your feet soft. So
as opposed to like sandals where it would dry out because of the in general, because if it's exposed,
high heels, I go through this. That's why I try to get up and at least spend an hour a day in my socks and tennis shoes. And for those that love socks, I have week-old sweat socks in my room in my tennis shoes. That's another specialty party, is just the being able to smell the pheromones through the soles of your feet. That is so erotic also. And some people are like, ew, feet are stinky. No, they're not stinky. That is your body. And it's smells are, they're erotic also. Like I said, the fetish community it's so exciting. All of it. I'm super excited here. And it's getting to know your body. It's getting to know other people's body, and it changes the sexual experience completely. I have so many fetishes. They're just so exciting to me. Another one that I know a lot of people kind of shy off to, and it is because they don't know, is littles and adult babies.
Okay.
So, we actually have several female littles in our houses, and if you get on any of the websites, you can see their pictures, and it says right on their bio that they are a little, and it's playing dress up, going back to things that you think you missed in your childhood.
Okay.
Which can be it can be very helpful in your adult life if you feel that you've missed these experiences and you go back to what you feel you've missed, and having someone there to experience it with you is very, very important. If you feel that you need to wear a diaper and you need to regress to grow.
Okay.
So you regress back to a baby-like state, and you have a mommy or you have a daddy, and those of us that are experienced in this, we can play both roles. I can play mommy, I can play daddy, and I can put you back into that mindset where you have that hour or 2 hours to be a baby, to wear a diaper. I can feed you, cuddle with you, we can color, watch cartoons, I can give you a bath, feed you a bottle, whatever. And then there are others that don't need to go as far back as diapering. There are others that find enjoyment in being a toddler. And this helps with anxiety, this helps with stress. Going back to those moments that you feel you didn't have enough time there. Some people, children generally that are in larger families feel that, when they had younger siblings, they had to hurry up and grow up and help them. And now that they're an adult, they find that going back to these moments, even if it's just for 2 hours, once a month, it brings them pleasure, it releases stress and anxiety, knowing that they really didn't miss anything because they can go back.
Yeah.
You can always go back. Let's see.
Interesting. So because we heard in previous episodes about the baby one before. Kamisha brought that up before.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an interesting category. I mean, fetishes in general, it's like you said, nothing's disgusting. Honestly, at this point, it's very hard to really shock me on certain things.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I do get surprised, like certain things, but it's more of I don't understand or I'm trying to understand it. And I mean, and a lot of the audience too as well probably are in the same boat. They're like, interesting, okay. Because like the foot fetish one, I've seen it around, like,
Yes.
and it's definitely different. So I'll give you that. So yeah, and guys, make sure, and ladies, make sure you guys do check her out too, because you can definitely see a lot of really cool pictures and everything right on the Kit Kat Ranch's website. So by clicking that. So, and then in the forums, you do have a few of the pictures put in there too. And
Yes.
did you write any pieces in there, like any like this is what this is kind of thing?
You, if you go right to my profile, you will be able to find everything, just because I have changed the ranches.
Yeah.
My profile on the bunny board is exactly the same.
Yep.
Everything is right on there. Very easy to find. And if you have questions, please, 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 please send me a message on the bunny board. Send me an email. Like I said, I am super easy to find. Send me that email and ask me your questions, because I love taking the time to explore fetishes with ladies and gentlemen and couples.
Yeah.
Couples also. I have several couples that are in the fetish community that come and see me regularly, and I enjoy every moment that I get to spend with them. And we can plan the party. And don't worry, I'm not going to cut you off and say, oh, no, you have to send a deposit before we go on. I 100% understand that you need to know that I am capable of making this experience the ultimate experience with you. And there is a lot of questions. So I don't want anyone to feel rushed when they're planning a party with me. Let's plan that party. And then once you call in and put down the 10% deposit, we can actually have a phone conversation to make sure that the party is going to be that ultimate experience that you're looking for.
Okay. So think about what is like your, because you've been here a little bit now. So think about what is like your favorite party that you've had so far? Like what is like the craziest or wildest or anything like that? And because people want to know. Obviously, you can't give any details of the client or anything like that. But what would be that like moment that like sticks up in your brain? You're like, oh shit, like, because I mean everyone's got one.
So I am going to say it was several days in a row, and it was last summer. Destiny Star and I had a party that a gentleman had put the deposit down in March of 2020.
Okay.
And he was going to be coming in. So the day before, I went and got my hair done. I had pin curls put in. I had a head wrap on. And then I had a zebra shower cap.
Okay.
When I came back from the hairdresser, it was a very exciting day. We had lots of bells. We had lots of people coming in. And I still have my shower cap on because I was not prepared for a very exciting day. So it started off with I had a shoe fashion show first. That was my first party of the day. A gentleman walked in and he came into my room. He saw my shoes on display, and shoes in feet were his fetish.
Okay.
So I had a shoe fashion show, and I was very happy that I had a foot fetish because he did not care that I had a zebra shower cap on. The day proceeded on with lots of customers coming in. Then the night starts to come down to an end, and Destiny Star had the most exciting party going on. This was also a fetish party. I now end up in her party for 2 to 3 hours in fishnet stockings a saran wrap diaper, a zebra shower cap, and a bag of Doritos.
Oh, I remember this one.
So, this was a very exciting party. I now walk out of her party, which was in room 1, which was our top booker room over here at Sagebrush. And the only thing that I've lost is the Doritos and the saran wrap diaper. I walk out, and now here comes Kiki Lover out of fantasy and pulls me into fantasy to now experience a very tight cuddle party with her.
Okay.
She had a cuddle party going on for a few hours, and the gentleman wanted to be sandwiched. So now I still have on this zebra shower cap, and fishnet stockings and a robe, and I now join in on the cuddle party. This was another few hours with her. I don't remember going to bed, but I did make it to bed.
Yeah.
And then got up at 7:30 in the morning for my own party. I now got to take my hair out. So now I have all these beautiful curls, dressed up very nicely with the amazing Destiny Star, who had been in her party longer than I was with her. And we gave this gentleman that had waited all the way from March of 2020, now almost, by that time it was 17 months later. He now finally had his party. It was an amazing party with the sweetest man, and it didn't stop there. Our adventures, our escapades continued on. Destiny Star and I are squirters. And later on that day, we end up in a 6-hour party of mine. And I'm just going to say that by the third day, my room was wrecked. It was a beautiful wreck. Beautiful wreck. And when the cleaning lady walked in, I had to hand her some money and go sleep in another room. And her eyes were huge. And she was just like, oh my. And I was like, you know what? I have had an exciting almost 3 days. Every party was the ultimate, and I would love to go into some very specific details, but you need to experience a party with myself and Destiny Star. I want everyone to know that even though we are at separate houses, the two of us were on the phone last night talking about this. We are available still to party together.
Yep. Yeah, you can. And
Destiny Star would love if someone would take the two of us to the rodeo. This is something that she's super...
I'd have to look that one up.
Yes. Yeah, sometime in July. This is something that she would love to experience. And yes, I told her, I was like, I would love to experience this with you. I've never been to a rodeo out here.
Yeah.
Been to rodeos in the past, but nothing out here. So this will be a first for me. This will be a first for her. If you do go to Destiny Star's profile, within the next day or two, we will have a special going on to take the two of us to dinner and the rodeo. So people, I know that you don't know this either, but you can collect ladies from the houses and go to one house, go to dinner and a movie. We all love dinner and a movie. You can, you can still have that experience even if ladies that you're used to partying with are now at different houses. You can still walk around and collect ladies, and we love it. We love still being able to party together. There's nothing stopping that.
Yeah. Well, thank you again so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, James.
Again, everyone, if you guys want to talk to her, you can go right onto her Kit Kat Ranch profile. It'll be somewhere below us and also in the description as well. You can also email her.
Marie Bossette at KitKatRanch.com.
There you go. And also you can go on the Bunny Ranch's forums, bunnyranch.com/forum, which will be all in the descriptions. All of that crazy stuff will be listed down below, and all the other stuff there, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all the rest. And then also watching us on YouTube as well on the Bunny Ranch Network. So again, I'm James. This is Marie, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye. Loves.